different sections. We're going to keep the paranormal groups together that are here together, so you guys can all investigate together, but we also have to know where you're at all times. Even if you would come into this type of an investigation, one of us would be myself, Carrie, Mel. Even if my guest paranormal team wasn't here, you would be accompanied by one of us just for an insurance purpose type kind of thing. So the hotel is old. There's a lot of antiques. We like to make sure that you know that we'd like our hotel treated the same way that you would treat your own home, or even better than that, because she's a lot older than maybe your own homes are. The other thing that we're going to do, did everybody sign a waiver release form?
No, I did not.
You did not sign it yet? Okay. Mel, if you can find some, I got pens on the...
Alright, well, as Laura said, my name is Greg. I'm the founder of Lakeview Paranormal. And first and foremost, we'd like to thank Laura and the staff here at Hotel Conneaut for allowing us to come in here and to conduct an investigation and set up all our equipment and actually do it for you guys as well. But the biggest thank you is to all you guys for even coming out. We really appreciate it. We hope you can take something from it, and we hope it's an active night. A little background about our team. We've been around for a little over 3 years now. We started back in November of 2009. And when I first started doing investigations and getting into the paranormal, I've had some experiences. I think I was 6 years old when I had my first paranormal experience, and I was, to make a long story short, I was sleeping one night, woke up out of nowhere in a cold sweat. Don't know why. I was freezing, but I was sweating at the same time. And I peered into another room, and I saw a lady standing there, probably about 3 a.m., 4 a.m. And she was kind of looking into a mirror. Now, she was wearing like a white gown, and she was a brunette, and her hair was down, and she was just kind of looking into the mirror, kind of checking herself out, looking at her. And but she didn't notice me or anything like that, so of course, I was 6 years old, so I got terrified and hid under the blankets, and I went back to sleep. The next thing that happened was the closet door next to my staircase slammed open and slammed shut. I was the only one there, and my place was built back in the 20s, and it was kind of a summer home for us. It's in Geneva on the Lake, and if you guys are familiar with Geneva on the Lake, it goes way back. It's very historical. And one of the claims of my place is that each home in our little development had corresponding garages. Well, the owner who owned our place before us committed suicide in the garage by carbon monoxide poisoning. So whether that explains the female I saw, no idea, but it could explain other things that's happened in there. People have come into the house, seen figures moving from room to room. One saw someone run from the dining room up the stairs, thought it was me. Wasn't me, I was behind her, and what freaked her out was she could hear the footsteps running upstairs. So, of course, with all the TV shows, I kind of got a more interest into the paranormal. My favorite show on TV as a kid was The X-Files. We used to watch it every Friday night as a family. And that kind of exposed me to a world that I really didn't know much about. And so I kind of did research online and kind of caught an interest to it. Now, as far as investigating is concerned, of course I didn't have any of this stuff when I was little. I think all I had was a digital camera and a digital recorder. So once I started getting new jobs and better paying jobs, I kind of bought more equipment because we investigate scientifically. We want to catch evidence, we want to catch video, we want to catch audio. And as far as we're concerned, if you don't catch it on video or audio, you might as well throw it out because you can't prove anything else. So, I'm going to hand it over to, well actually I'm going to introduce the team. This is Melissa, she's my case manager. She's pretty much been with me ever since I started 3 years ago. And what happens is, I'll get a phone call or I'll get an email sent to me. Somebody will use a residence for an example. Somebody's terrified to live in their house. They contact me. They give me all the details. I then contact Melissa. She then calls the client, kind of does a phone interview with them, kind of gets details, specifics, what's going on, where it's going on, what's happening, who's it happening to, how often is it happening, so on and so forth. And then she'll set up an investigation. Now then, she'll go ahead and hand it over to Tina, who's our field researcher. she'll go online and call historical societies and do this, that, and the other thing to try to find any historical information, any history on this residence. Deaths, what happened before it was a house, has there been additions added or rooms changed or anything torn down, something of that nature. Tina's husband, Mike, he's our equipment tech, and he's actually modified a lot of our equipment. Some of it we'll explain to you over here. And John is our investigator. He's actually Melissa's husband. And of course, last but not least, we have David over there in the corner. He's the newest member of the team. He's been with us probably for a few months now.
About 4 or 5 months.
4 or 5 months?
John is our skeptic.
Yeah, John is our only skeptic on the team.
Only skeptic on the team.
Yep. And we think that's very important to have on your team,
Oh,
somebody who doesn't believe in things, who can disprove things like that, because it kind of gives us a better perspective of saying, oh, you know, that could be, you know, it gives you a sense of it could be this, it could be that, it might not be this, it might not be that. And that's where he comes in, because he can disprove a lot of things. Oh, I think it's something else, so you might want to dive a little further into it. So it's really important to have someone like that on the team. But what makes us kind of a close family is the fact that, of course, Melissa and John are married, Mike and Tina are married, and Melissa and Tina went to high school together, all of which I had no idea when I got this team together. So it's kind of like we're
Awesome.
meant to be.
One big family.
Yeah.
We love. Yeah, we stick together. If there's something I can't do, Mel, Greg, somebody else will do. It's just we're in it together. We're all looking for the same answers. We're searching for the same, you know, you name it, and that's what's great about it. We do
And
it
pretty
together.
much every weekend we spend together, whether
Oh, yeah.
we're investigating
Oh,
or
yeah.
not. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're
watch,
all together.
We'll watch football at each
Oh,
other's
yeah.
houses on Sundays. We'll go to the movies together. We'll have summer picnics together.
Oh, yeah,
So
that's
we're a
awesome.
really close group. Anything else?
No, I think
No? All right.
no, I do have one thing. When we do go on our tour, if we can, if we're going to do an EVP session, we're going to ask a question, wait 15 seconds, 15 to 20 seconds, ask another question. That gives them, if they're going to answer us, it's going to give them enough energy, enough time to do so.
answer, yeah.
To do so. We don't want to be talking over them, and if we're going to get good EVP sessions, you know, we have to pause in between every question. So,
Good.
yep.
All right, we're going to move on to some of the equipment. We're going to go over some of this stuff. But before we do that, I'm going to explain what we have on the tables here, because it does have a lot to do with upstairs and through the hallways and such. Of course, as you guys were walking around upstairs, you see the white cables here. Just to let you guys know, just be very careful when you're walking through there. You don't want to trip and fall, get hurt, or ruin the equipment of that, you know, that nature.
We do go live though. Let them know.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
As you can see, we have our monitor, we have our DVR system set up, we have 8 cameras. Of course, there's only 7 up here. The 8th one's going to go down in Elizabeth's dining room once the event downstairs gets out. I have my laptop up here. This is the tool that allows us to go live. And we stream investigations live, which means you can go online and watch our cameras and even chat to us. So it's really interactive. So if somebody's at home watching our cameras and they see something in the camera, well, they can chat to us and say, hey, I saw something on camera 3, for example. You might want to send somebody up there and check it out. Well, then we get on the radios here and we radio somebody up there, then they go check it out. So it's really helpful, and it's nice because it gives us a relationship with the viewers too. This isn't really necessary. It just helps us boost our internet connection when we do go live. It's just a network booster for us. I think that's.
No, basically just our cameras up.
Yeah, just the camera. And then this is my little computer system I set up just to make the audio a lot better. So if you actually, before we go over there, I'll let you guys know where the cameras are. Camera 1 is going to be in the Spirit Lounge right over here. If you look into these rooms, you'll see a bunch of red lights. That's the infrared. Up here is the 3rd floor hallway. That's the old part of the hallway. Now, what we've captured when the team was investigating here, what, 4 or 5 months ago or so, we caught a disembodied voice of a little girl laughing.
Awesome.
And Tina was with us, and Laura was with us actually too.
Yeah, that
So,
was cool.
yeah, so this is where the audio camera is going to be. So, you know, nobody's up there now. But
Can I
if
add
somebody's up there,
Can I add something?
yeah.
That, I just wanna go back just real quick when Mel was talking about how, you know, when you ask a question and you give time for it to answer if it's gonna, what's nice about evidence, when we talk about scientific and whatnot, when all three of us were up there, what was nice about it is all three of us heard it and we caught it on our recorder. So we can back up our evidence. So when you're looking at something, I just wanna say that's awesome, you know.
And I'll stream what we caught a little later in the night. But moving forward, we have the third floor round room. We have the second floor door. This door's supposed to open and close. And actually, I think Laura said that there was 3 doors that were open this morning when she came in.
Yes, 3
doors?
3 of them.
Okay.
And they were closed, they were latched. So I made sure because we had a problem with it opening the last time we were here. So I checked all those latches before I went to bed. This morning when I woke up, that's it, they're open. So we're good.
Alright, we have the second floor hallway. And we have the ballroom. And then headquarters, that's our central command. That's the camera right above you on the mantle, facing down here. And it's important that we have a camera on central command because every angle through the investigation is covered, especially for people who are actually watching us. They can see members in either sitting here, up investigating, and there's always somebody watching the monitor at all times from our team. Nobody leaves us. We rotate at the same time just so nothing's missed. Notebook to record everything down on, times, what camera, what happened, who was up there. Yeah, and I think that's it, and then we'll get the restaurant camera up once the event closes.
And that'll be about midnight.
Yeah, about midnight.
About midnight, yeah.
All right, equipment?
I'm ready. I started last night. And just remember, it's labeled.
All right, this is some of the basic equipment you're going to see. You've probably seen it on TV. Some things you might not have seen. First thing I'll just go ahead and go over is camcorders. We have 2 of our camcorders. We use Sony. Sony has a feature on it called Night Shot, and it's a built-in infrared system. This is an external IR light. Now, in order for this to work, this has to have the infrared system in it. If you try to use this and this doesn't have infrared, you won't see a thing. So, and of course, we have, I just took it off, but we have wide-angle lenses too. So you get to see a lot wider of the shot. And this is Mike's, mine's right there, and I've caught every single piece of evidence on that. That's the only thing I investigate with. I don't have a digital recorder. I'll walk around with the K2, which I'll go over every once in a while, but everything, all the audio I've ever caught in the 3 years I've been investigating has been caught on that.
Let's see. One of the least expensive but the most accurate is a K2 meter. It senses electromagnetic fields. A lot of electricians will use these, and you can get them anywhere too. It senses like a short in the wiring or anything like that, but spirits are known to give off a electromagnetic field, and this will pick this up according to the lights. And we also have a Ovilus 3 here. It has a database of over like 2,000 words or something. Yeah, and it'll actually spell the word out and say it when it picks it up. And it goes through the white noise.
Mm-hmm.
It picks up white noise.
Yeah, that does quite a few things.
Yes.
It's got
Quite
lot
a
of
few
features
things.
on it.
It also has a heat signature.
It also
feature.
has dowsing rods
Right,
built into it,
right.
so,
Right.
yeah.
And if the spirits touch it too, it'll make a noise too. It's got lots of features. I haven't gone over all the features yet. This is called a REM pod. Basically works off of static or electromagnetic field rather. When electromagnetic field comes close to it, and we all give off a electromagnetic field too, so it picks that up. And if I grab it, it goes really nuts, yeah. So, and these.
Let me interrupt real quick. When we have these set up on different, in front of different cameras, and we use the radios are going to interfere with that thing. So
motion sensors too.
yeah, the motion sensors too. They're gonna get affected.
Right.
So just be.
It gives a false reading, yeah.
Teams who have the radios, you know, ours as well. Just be mindful of that, and just whoever's watching the DVR, if you see they go off, Try to make sure that nobody's up on that floor with a radio.
We try to keep our
try
radio
not to-
traffic to a
We try
minimum.
not to use the radios, but if you absolutely have to, by all means, you know.
If there's an emergency, or if we're sitting down here watching cameras, we see something on a camera, we're gonna get on the radio and we're gonna say, go up to the 3rd floor, we just saw a shadow down at the west end or whatever it is, and then they'll head down there, so.
And these are EMF pumps, or EM pumps. They actually give off a electromagnetic field, which would help the spirits manifest or talk. It helps them out, gives them like a little battery charge. The same thing, if they can drain batteries too, they can get.
Is there
Sorry,
anyone here that is sensitive?
Hypersensitivity.
Yeah, hypersensitivity to the,
Hypersen-
yeah, to the electromagnetic fields?
Because if there's too much magnetic field, it can do lots of things to you. If you're that sensitive to it, it can cause nausea, dizziness.
You feel like you're having a panic attack is
Panic
what it
attack,
is,
yeah.
yeah. Your skin
Right.
starts to crawl, and I'm
Lots of
very,
different- lots of
very,
different
very sensitive to those, so it's like I have to know when one's in a room, or I'll know actually when I walk in, because I'll be like, okay, we got an EM pump in here.
Let's see, and then the digital recorders. We have lots of those here. This one here does everything and makes coffee. Oh, we have a laser grid. These are kind of neat. You can have some battery-powered laser grids. I chose to modify this one and make it last all night long. You didn't bring the battery?
I got it, I just didn't see it. Can you plug it
No,
in
we have an
and show them
outlet.
how it works? Just don't shine in anybody's face.
She's got the one that's got
Oh, okay.
battery.
Yeah, she'll
It's got a battery.
do the battery one. Exactly like this one.
The only problem with the battery is those batteries run out quick.
Real quick, yeah.
Can you
can
see?
see. Okay, and if entity would pass in front of that, hold it
You would
right.
get
Like a
something
3D, you would get like a 3D effect. You would see
You can see what I'm doing
the
here,
dots
yeah.
change, and so it makes it a lot easier to see on camera or with the naked eye. Millimeters. This one here is has
REM
a
pod.
little more.
If
Has
you
a REM
see-
pod feature.
Just like the other REM pod, this has it, but this also gives you the temperature and the EMF.
EMF field as well.
What we like to do too is then when we first go into a room, we'll take the K2, we'll take the millimeter, and we'll do a scan of the whole entire room, the whole perimeter of the
Phase 3.
room, and see if there's any kind of fields being given off by either plugs, electrical circuits, anything like that.
Lamps,
And we'll find a
televisions.
base of where it's not. We'll put it up to it and pull it back, and we'll see where basically the safe zone is. So if we get something that's not inside the zone, then we'll have to look at it a little further.
What else we got?
And
I'll talk about the spirit
Yeah, go
box.
ahead.
Oh, okay.
This is a spirit box. It's just your average AM/FM radio. It's basically what it is, and it scans on an AM and FM frequency at a quarter second of every station at a time. So if you scan this and you actually catch a word, phrase, sentence, if you're lucky, it's hard to fit all that on a quarter second on a station. So when you get a full word or something like that, you might want to keep asking questions because you might have caught something on here trying to communicate.
Oh, digital dowser.
This is just an external speaker. It's a lot easier to hear.
This one. This is a digital dowser. This also helps you to tell the difference between the temperature. Right now, being that it's green, it is at the average temperature. Go to heat, it'll go up. You go up by the windows, it'll turn blue. So if you have like a cold spot, you can follow it.
They work quite well. Very sensitive
Do one
too.
over everything.
Oh, and the
My recorder.
yep, these digital recorders.
That's
If
real
we
time.
if we put microphone or headphones into them, they're very sensitive. You can literally hear a pin drop on the floor. That's how sensitive these are, and it makes it very good because you can hear it in real time, and then play it back to see if you caught it.
Not only that, but you can also try to hold a conversation.
What a very good conversation.
Yeah.
See, we got it. His tripod.
That is.
You know, this equipment might look fancy, some of it's really expensive, the best tool that you're going to use on an investigation is you. You walk into a room, you start getting the electric charge on your hair stands up on end, you just get an eerie feeling. That's going to be the biggest tell sign that something is in the room or something's around you. That's the first thing you're gonna feel, and your body is reacting to something. It's not just doing that just for no reason. Something is physically happening to your body. So that's when you start rolling on your digital recorders and you start doing EVP sessions and K2 sessions and Mel meters and doing sweeps of your EMFs. Because odds are you might be in contact with something. So especially if you're listening to a recorder and the headphones on, you could very well have a conversation with the spirit. I think that wraps up the equipment.
There is one thing that I do. I do flashlight sessions. And my mom over here, first time ever being on one of those, my grandfather had passed away, and my mom and I were sitting in her living room, and we had a 45-minute conversation with my grandfather via a mag light. And he was answering questions that only he would know. And I thought my mom, if she had claws, she'd be on the roof, on the ceiling, because it scared her that much. All I told her was, Mom, if that light comes on, don't scream.
Yeah,
and she screamed. She screamed. But it's I'm a big one for flashlight sessions.
Yeah.
So I will try to bring spirits out through flashlight. And a lot of times it doesn't work, but when it works, it works.
Yeah. There's certain areas in here that I know works, and I have tried all kinds of different flashlights, and the only thing that seems to work is a mag light.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
All right.
Okay.
Hand it over to Laura.
All right. What we're going to do is now, just to go over a few different things, as soon as I go over this little bit of a schmeal thing, and I want you to be very patient, we are honored tonight by Carrie, who's holding my camcorder over here. Carrie actually wrote a book when she worked here about some of the ghost experiences that guests had reported to her. On this little thing of the floors, first, second, and third floor, you'll see that there's X's at certain rooms. Those X's indicate rooms that were mentioned in her book. Her book is actually on the table over here, my copy of her book. If you get tired and you want to sit down and read it, that's fine, so on and so forth. The other thing that I'm going to do is I am going to go with Carrie on the walkthrough. I'm going to have her tell stories about different things. We're not going to go into grave detail like we normally do on our investigations type thing. I am here as your historical guide. If you have a question about history, I'll find you the answer. If I don't have the answer, yes, I will. Yes, I will.
That could be a low battery on that one, too. Sometimes do that at low battery.
I will find you the answer. If I don't have it, I will definitely find it for you. What we're going to do is Carrie is going to walk with me, and we're going to go ahead and do a walkthrough. We're going to show you the different places that you're going to investigate tonight. We're going to show you how to get around the hotel. Lights are on right now, but I will tell you, it's going to be lights off here shortly.
Except for
Can I add one more thing?
What's that?
Okay. As far as going back to the equipment, okay, how we generally like to do things is we'll go out. When you guys come back from the tour, we'll split you guys off in groups, and you'll go with 2 team members off to various locations in the hotel, and we'll carry this equipment. But throughout the night, we'll let you handle the equipment as well. So this is more so for you guys to get the experience. So you guys can pretty much conduct your own investigations. We're just here to kind of show you how to do things, show you how to use things. But we're going to hand over the equipment to you guys so you guys can conduct your own thing. We just ask that you return that piece of equipment back to the same person who gave it to you in the first place, so everything can be accounted for.
Okay. Now the other thing, is there anybody that has not given me the disclosure forms? If you have not filled out the disclosure forms, I need them. Okay. Thank you. Whoops. Okay, and if there was anybody who hasn't paid me yet, even though I contacted my boss and told him that he was in a heap big trouble. Um, I need these disclosure forms filled out before we go any further. Anybody that hasn't paid me, please get with me and we'll get the payments taken care of. Yes, ma'am?
Does Josh need to fill one out?
No, I'll put Josh's name on yours.
Okay.
Okay? Okay. Just to let you know, we have some repeat people that's coming back here. We have a group over here that are desperately wanting to join one of our groups, and they will be talking to Greg this evening or Melanie, depending on what's going on with us. So desperately gonna look into. They're part of the fixture here, and we also have Josh and Sarah that are here, and they're repeat backs. The younger group over here, you have to stay with your your guardian. You can't go running off. You can't make any, I'm scared. If you're scared, you have to be escorted down. Somebody has to bring you down. And then you would be turned over to one of the group leaders that have, if you guys separate, okay? And then Mom would have to come back to you.
You guys aren't scared, are you?
Yeah, we don't have, I will tell you, a lot of people were asking me, how did I stay in this hotel all by myself last night?
Yeah.
I enjoyed it tremendously. I was in my glory. I texted Greg and I told him so I was just like in my glory. I roamed the hotel in the pitch dark, and it's awesome. So there's really nothing here that's going to scare you. I mean,
No, it's all very welcoming.
Yeah, there's nothing
It's very welcoming.
being here.
Not like Prospect.
now what we're going to do,
That's a whole different story there, Greg.
we have, Greg, when you're making sure that you're dividing up, you have, how many in your group?
5.
5?
Okay.
I need them to go with somebody the first hour that we go.
Okay.
So they understand how we conduct everything. Then after that, we will assign you a spot and tell you to come back in an hour and check back in. It's just so you're understanding how we conduct things. And is that the only group that's here? Is just your group?
We're kind of a group.
All right.
And we have another one coming, I guess.
Okay, but are you a paranormal group?
No.
Okay, but you're
We're just 5 people together.
yeah, just people together. So we'll make sure.
I do have one request.
What's that?
When you guys are investigating, you kind of know right where the cameras are, especially when we go live. If there's like 4 or 5 of you and like 2 want to walk into a room, we probably prefer that when you investigate to try to stay in front of the cameras. Because that way when we go live, people that are in their homes or whatnot, they could see that we are being active, we are investigating. So just try to keep a few people in the camera.
Not only that, but it's a safety precaution too. It lets us know where you are.
Exactly.
If
Yes.
something happens, you fall, you get hurt, we know where you are.
Okay. Flashlights. I don't know. I had to go downstairs and straighten some things out. Not to put them in the IRs.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Do not. We're gonna get you some flashlights if you don't have them. If you have them, that's great. But you'll see the cameras. Don't be flashing the flashlights in the IRs. It will burn out the IRs. We like the flashlights down on the ground if we could. If you use a camera and you're using a flash, you make sure you yell flash so you're not blinding the person next to you. Okay?
If anybody has any questions throughout the night, please feel free to ask us, Mel, anybody from the team. I'm more than happy to help you out and answer any questions you guys have.
Made it a little harder for you to turn on, so you're gonna have to work on it.
We'll leave a tip later. My buddy John over here will take care of it. Okay, let me put these back here so I'm not losing.
Oh my gosh. Just opened.
Yeah, it is.
Just opened.
Yeah, it is. It's opening.
I heard it and everything.
I was gonna say I heard it unlatched. Did you get that?
Yeah, I got it.
Were you blocking the camera when it happened?
No, I know.
You heard it unlatched too?
Oh, I heard
did.
everything.
I heard it unlatched. I heard it click and then it opened. That was awesome.
Did you get on camera?
Yeah? There's no way this thing's opening.
No, there's not. There's no way. You know what?
You've got to be kidding me.
No, but I totally
If
heard
you
it
guys want to go
unlatched.
back there one at a time and check those cabinets.
Yeah, you can try.
You know, I would love to.
Pull on this thing. There's no way this is
I'm telling you,
opening.
There's no way they
And it
can
just
open.
opened wide up.
And I'm,
It was
also
just-
going to tell you, it got really
This is
cold.
the one that opened.
It got really cold. Did you notice that? Yeah.
I mean, that's what I heard. I heard the
Yeah, I heard the whole
the
latch.
click.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty good pull to have to
Right,
unclick
exactly.
it. Wow. What was the other one? Was it this one that did it the first time,
This
or
one,
was it?
this one over here did it the second time. The first one of them, that might have been the same one that did it the first time down
Because
there.
that one's the same way.
Same way, yeah. They're all the.
Sitting here, I'm cozy. I now have boots.
Yeah, I mean you definitely need to pull
It
it.
feels very cold right now. Doesn't it?
I mean, it's a pretty
Love
good
it.
pull to have to.
Oh, I love it.
Tell you what, I'm gonna sit here quietly, and if you feel like talking, go ahead and say something. I will hear you. Just heard a boom. Faint. Was that you? Can you make that noise again? Okay. I hear you.
Something that sensitive with her.
My name is Elizabeth. If your name is Elizabeth, go all the way to red. If your name is John, go all the way to red. If your name is Tracy, go all the way to red. Move away so all the lights stop flashing. Come back if you like me.
Ask it if it will follow you to the next place.
Will you follow me to the next place?
We're in the dining room.
She wants to go to the third floor. She wants to go to the third floor. Tell her, you're going to go to the third floor. Come and see me.
I'm going to the third floor. Come and see me.
Gone.
Have you gone?
Oh,
No, no, almost.
No. I mean,
Nothing didn't change when
It never changed
We were
mine
down
when we were in Elizabeth's restaurant.
No.
Not at all.
Mm-mm. Never changed.
Okay, we found our little star. All right, Elizabeth.
Jeez.
Okay, you guys are heading to the third floor, so.
Yep.
Okay.
Ready, John?
Ready?
Are there any spirits that'd like to talk to us? Can you come in here and talk?
Did you see something?
I keep hearing something.
Yeah, I think.
I'll be able to play it back and hear you. Is there something that we could do for you? Do you need help?
I saw some movement just under the register.
Hello?
It was like a dark shadow, but it was small.
Whoever's here with us, are you making this rod hit me in the face?
someone's gonna